What was I talking about relating to healthcare with the Philippines? The reality is, when people get hurt in the Philippines, the hospitals want money up front most of the time, even if you're insured, because quite simply they get it reimbursed. I mean, I've just had to do the same here for my mother-in-law here in Spain. I've had to put 250 euros up as a deposit while they get their money back from an insurance company in Malaysia. So the point being is, it's one of those things you don't expect. But if you're, I don't know, been in a car accident, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, even with and you haven't got your insurance card or your wallet's don't know where, you may still need access to money to get you in that hospital. There's been a few people with experiences, but I'm not going to mention them because of, well, they haven't said I could. But the point being is, they've had it where they've had to hop around 2 or 3 hospitals until they can get admitted. So the point being is, it can be hit and miss whether you make it, based on the fact whether you can get to the right hospital on time or they will accept you. So personally, we're self-insuring in one way. We do have medical insurance that's global, but we also have a quantity of money set aside that is easily accessible from any ATM. So the point being is that we can get enough money to get us in any hospital if we ever needed to. The reality is, how much do you need to get into a hospital? I would say 5,000 pesos upwards. Depends on your severity of injuries. I mean, when my wife was having our kids, I put down 30,000 pesos for them going into labour. So the point is, that was 30,000 up front, with another 50,000 in reserve for any complications, so I could pay for an incubator or whatever is needed. And that's basically how I deal with it. But like I said, we do have insurance as well. It's just that sometimes it's easier to have cash on hand and then get the reimbursement. If you can get insurance that's fully covered, Blue Cross, which is under a different name now, it's Blue something. They are well known in the Philippines and recommended by a lot of people. Other people, please feel free to tell us about your insurance. And if you're from the US or like me here in Spain, my Spanish insurance here covers me for X amount in the Philippines for up to 3 months anyway. So you may already have some cover. It's worth investigating, because you may not have seen it on your policy or thought about it, but you may already have some insurance to allow you to travel for a certain amount of time. Because I know the insurance going to the US was my most expensive insurance. So if you're insured in the US, you may find you've already got cover for going elsewhere, because it's not as expensive as it is in the US. So that was the point on the insurance. Yeah, I know somebody else mentioned about the meeting the wrong person in the Philippines, but now met somebody else in Australia. The reality is, like there, you met a Filipina that was an absolute nightmare, but you've then gone with somebody else from the Philippines. So you've obviously found the right person from the Philippines. And this is the thing, there's 2 different things going on here. One is relationships. If you're looking for a good solid relationship, I find the Philippines has got a lot of opportunity to meet a lot of people, but also bearing in mind, like that experience, not everybody is perfect, and a lot of the guys, because they've come from whatever background, may feel a little bit insecure, or for whatever reason go for the wrong girl. Take your time. There's no rush. There's no, the level of commitment is more about actually getting into a relationship. You're not going there and going, right, I've met this woman for 2 hours, this is the woman I'm going to marry. Don't do that. That's the sort of thing I would say avoid, because those are the sort of things that happen. People do this, and then they go, oh, and she didn't tell me she had 3 children. Well, you already proposed before dinner had even finished, and you hadn't even got into the background of the family or anything else, or prized any more information out of her, or just pushed with the fact that trust's the foundation of any relationship. And that's one of the things I would push, is trust is the foundation of any relationship. and you should be looking to build a solid relationship. So if there is anything that I should know, this is the time to sort of let me know and build up for that. But do not book the wedding the following day. Take your time, because I mean, getting married isn't a 5-minute thing either. You know, it's not like the movies. So just take your time on it. Make sure it's the right person. Make sure you're compatible. Make sure you're on the same page, because she may be thinking this guy's going to allow me to not work or do anything for the next 30 years. And you're thinking, wow, we can have a life together and do this stuff together and start our own small business and have completely different views. And I've seen it. I've seen people with different viewpoints. So that's the relationship side. The other side is the traveling. A lot of people have not been outside their home country before. So going into Asia, it's a new place. It's all bright, it's all shiny, it's all different. But it's good to go to the Philippines, because it's a nation that is in some sort of transition. I know some people are going to go, yeah, it's been a long transition. Yeah, but the point being is, I know I'm not getting into the politics of it, but the point is, there's a lot going on there. You've got a lot of construction projects going on. You've got a lot of people moving around. You've got a very busy place, and nearly everybody speaks English. So for somebody coming out of a home country, you're going to a country that is not too expensive. If you stay in the cities, obviously it's a lot more expensive than living in the provinces. But you'll find a lot of people speak English. You'll find that you can get around easy. It's relatively safe. I've never had any real problems in the Philippines with Filipinos. The problems normally come from other expats or whatever. Filipinos are generally easygoing. They want to meet you, they want to befriend you and hang out with you, that sort of stuff. They're generally not threatening, unless you've done something to upset some of them. But generally, it's a good place to be. You can go there without a massive budget. You can stay there for as much as you want or as little as you want. There is places that are really cheap. There's a budget to suit all. And that's an important factor on this, is you're not looking at one size fits all. You've got the ability to live for, a couple of euros a day if you look around, to a couple of €100 a day. But ultimately you'll meet a lot of people, you'll travel around a bit, you'll get some good experience. Somebody mentioned Cebu City. Why Cebu City? Cebu City is something I've spent a place I've spent 8 years. So for Cebu City, I like it. I like the fact that you can go, say, the waterfront, and you can have like music concerts and things go on there, and they have different events throughout the year. May not be to everybody's taste, but like for example, they have some of the TV celebrities do events there, comedians and things, but also they have like Queen of Cebu, which is a transgender pageant, which is, they spend a lot of money on that. I'm not sure that's still going. But we've been there to see bands. We've been there for dinner because they have different restaurants in there. And up at Banilad, you've got a good selection of restaurants. So you can have some Thai food, Vietnamese food, if you know where to go. There's all sorts, and at the same time you can go and get street food. You can eat corn, cooked corn on the outside a place, or stuff on a barbecue stick or whatever. It's very open, and the reason I recommend the Philippines as like a first stop or first place for Asia or doing something new is because it's easy to get there. It's not complicated in the sense of it's not multiple stops in the, as long as you can make your flights at the big airports, you ain't gonna go too far. And you got easy access visa wise. It already comes with a 24 to 30 day visa as soon as you enter the country, so you got nearly a month's worth on a visa without having to do anything. People are very easygoing. Meeting people's extremely easy. Public transport, although it's a bit rickety, can get you anywhere. Cebu City, it's very easy to use the jeepneys and the multi-cabs, but also if you wanted to go over to Bohol, you just head down to Pier 1, hop on the ferry, and you're in Bohol in no time. But you can also go to other places. There's a lot of places accessible. The only thing to watch for is when to go. If it's rainy season, be aware that it can affect crossing water. It can affect going up into mountains and that sort of stuff. But I find it a great place to be. I find it a interesting place as a first stop and to experience new things. And I know some people might find it a bit odd, but it's like some people can find themselves, because if you come out of doing the same job for 20 years or something and then suddenly go somewhere like that, you're sitting there and you can sit and ponder what you want to do next, where you want to go, and it opens your eyes to other opportunities. So yeah, highly recommended. And we do have some apartments in the Philippines, by the way. I'm going to be putting fiber in there because Nicholas is there at the moment, but we had somebody else ask about the internet as well, so I'm going to get fiber put in. But yeah, we do have some apartments. The good thing about the apartments is the area we're in, we know everybody. A lot of them are related to my wife, so it's a safe area. Nobody bothers you, and obviously you've got somebody like myself that you can contact easy. So you say, Matt, I want to go in whale watching or something, I can sort that out for you. I'm quite happy to help people where I can. But that's it. Thanks for watching.